Okay, here's another video. Sorry, the last one went all the way up until the time, so apologize for that. But I'm going to try and make this one a little shorter. It's just the itinerary for the trip, so just a quick review. First day, we land in Florence. We fly to Florence. I don't know if we're going to have a nonstop. I usually try and push for that. I also make sure that we arrive, that we don't have a too early of a departure in the morning because we're coming from the West Coast as opposed to everybody else who's coming from the East Coast. So we need to have it not be too long of a day. I've had trips in the past, Cha-Cha and Jaja, you'll probably remember that when we landed at 7 a.m. and then had a whole day of walking tour of London. So that was kind of crazy, and a boat ride up to Greenwich, and it was kind of crazy. So I've told EF I don't ever want a flight like that. So they know to have us leave usually at the very earliest later morning. So, but we've had afternoon and evening flights, which seem to work out better. So we'll fly to Florence. Our tour director will meet us at the airport and stay with us the entire trip. They'll go with us every country that we go to, every excursion that we see. So fly to Florence. Day 2, we'll meet the tour director. We'll have some free time and walking tour of Florence, and then we'll enjoy dinner in Florence. So that's kind of nice because we can have some time when we land, which is great. I've been to Florence before, so I have plenty of recommendations for places to eat, and if you want to grab something at lunchtime, or places to go shopping, stuff like that. So I can make recommendations, and so can our tour director. That's one of the things that that they can offer and provide for us, is they can tell us suggestions for whatever we want. A certain type of food, a certain item for purchase as a souvenir, whatever we want. So day 3, the enjoy dinner in Florence, I believe that's an included dinner. Yes, it is. It's an included dinner. So day 3, we take a guided tour of Florence. We see all these places. It sounds like a lot, but they're pretty close. We'll see outside the Duomo. I'm trying to get us inside, so we're still working on that. And then our group only, not the other Georgia and Atlanta groups, we are going to the Uffizi and the Accademia. So even though it says spend a half day exploring Florence on our own, I don't think we'll do that. I think that's when they're going to build in our Uffizi and Accademia visit. The Uffizi, you could spend 2 years in that museum, so you can spend a lot of time, but the Accademia is very small. It really only has the David and some other things by Michelangelo. So we probably won't spend too much time there. So what I'm going to suggest is that we go to the Academy first, and then we go to Uffizi afterwards, so we can spend as much time and then kind of get back to the hotel on our own. So day 4, we're going to travel to Rome. It's going to be 4 hours by bus, so just plan for that. And then we'll take a tour of the Roman Forum and the Colosseum, 4 hours total. So that does seem to be kind of a long day, and it's out in the sun, and sometimes we've had to wait to get in. So just plan for that you're going to wear comfortable shoes on that day, and you'll dress in layers so that you can not be too hot, not be too cold. But it's a really cool experience, but it's a long day. And then we have a pizza dinner in Rome, the best pizza you'll ever have in your life. It's so good. And then the next day we do Vatican City. We're going to go inside the Vatican gift shop. I put that specifically because the first trip I led to Italy and Greece, we did not go inside the Vatican gift shop. They funneled us out into another gift shop, and I was not happy. So I made sure. I said, we will stage a coup, and we will overthrow the bus and make it wait for us while we go to the Vatican gift shop. So, because it's pretty amazing. You can get some stuff there that you can't get anywhere else. So, and then we'll see the Sistine Chapel, St. Peter's Basilica. That's all part of Vatican City. And then we'll have free time, an hour for lunch, and there's plenty of places in the area. And then we take a self-guided tour of Rome. As we do Trevi Fountain, the Pantheon, Piazza Navona, and the Spanish Steps. It's all pretty close again, but it will be warm, so just keep in mind that you want to wear comfortable shoes and clothing that's appropriate for the temperature. And then we'll have some free time. And again, our tour director can make recommendations. I can make recommendations as well. And then day 6, you can stay in Rome and do touring on your own, or you can go to Pompeii. It's a 3-hour journey. Then we have lunch and walking tour of the ruins, about 2 hours. about an hour of free time for shopping and touring, and I know this really great little place that sells pearls and corals and cameos, and it's gorgeous. I got some of my jewelry there, so it's right across from Pompeii. So I'm going to recommend that, and then we have the journey back. So this is an optional excursion. You have to add it in, and I cannot recommend this more highly. I can't imagine going to Italy and not seeing Pompeii. It is unbelievable. It's, ruins from 1 AD, and it's this humongous city. It is unbelievable. So I would recommend going to that and adding that excursion on. If you'd rather do Rome and just stay on your own, that's fine too, but it's up to you. But I just couldn't imagine not going to that. So day 7, we fly, hooray, to Athens. Last time we took a bus, and then it was like 2 buses. It was crazy. And we took a ferry, an overnight ferry. It was nuts. But now we're flying, which is awesome. And it's a 2-hour flight, and we have lunch in the airport or on our way to Delphi. And then we have a free dinner in Delphi at our hotel when we arrive, which is great. So what's nice is that day 7, it's just about getting to the airport, getting to Delphi, and that's what the day is about, which is awesome. Delphi is so charming. I'm hoping that we arrive early with enough time before dinner to kind of look around. We fell in love with Delphi. I'm trying to figure out where we were. I don't know if it was a downtown area because I don't know how big Delphi is, but I'm trying to find the places that we went last time because we all just loved it. So hopefully we're close by again. Then day 8, we take a walking tour of Delphi. It's 2 hours, steep walking, uneven ground, so just plan for that in your shoes. And we'll visit the archaeological museum, we'll see the ruins, we'll see the Temple of Apollo. It's pretty cool, which is where the Oracle at Delphi is. It's kind of famous. So day 9, we take a guided tour of Athens. We go by bus to Olympic Stadium. We'll view the Acropolis and the Parthenon. That's also 3.5 hours of walking, and it's uneven. You'll be climbing stones, but it's so cool to see the Parthenon and the Temple of Athene Nike and the Acropolis. It's pretty awesome. So then we'll have lunch. We'll do a walking tour of Athens. We'll see the Plaka district. I recommend the Plaka district for shopping. They have everything. So hopefully we'll get enough time. And then Temple of Olympian Zeus and Hadrian's Ark. I don't know what that is. But we loved Plaka. That's where I did a lot of my shopping for souvenirs. One thing I didn't say in my other video is that I recommend having in mind one souvenir that you're going to buy for yourself, because I have had it happen before where we get all these souvenirs for other people. You get home, you're like, what did I buy for myself? A magnet, or like, I don't know, just a sweatshirt or something, which maybe that's what you want, but have in mind something that you would buy for yourself, because we have a tendency to travel and buy for other people and not us. So it's just kind of nice. And you can let me know, and we can tell our tour director this is what each person wants to make sure that they purchase for themselves as a souvenir. You could probably find everything in the Plaka district. So I got jewelry for friends. I got jewelry for myself there. I got some textiles, pillow covers. My friend got lamps. I mean, you can get everything there. It's awesome. So, and then the next thing is that evening, it's a 1-hour drive with our guide to Cape Signon dinner. Now, last time I went, we still laugh about this. So sometimes things that seem like they're going to be disasters end up being pretty funny and really good memories. But we had this dinner. Cape Signon is amazing. It is, as you can see in the picture, it's this beautiful structure. It's centuries old, and that site, you can see tons. It's such a great vantage point. You can see all these Greek islands nearby. It's gorgeous. It's a perfect view. But the dinner that we had last time, which I'm trying to see, please make sure we don't go to that restaurant again. It was the worst food of the trip. It was just awful. And we had to pay extra because it's an optional excursion. So I would pay I think it's like $70, $75, something like that. I would pay for the Cape Signon visit for sure. And if dinner's included, I've just been saying, please pick a good restaurant, because the last time it was pretty funny. They the restaurant was on one side of the street, and I do mean like highway, like it's a huge highway, and the kitchen was across the other side. So I look over and I see our waiter with our food tray, like crossing a major street. I'm, what the heck is going on? So it was just funny for many reasons. That was a weird setup, and it was also the worst food we had on the trip. So that's one thing about this trip. The food is amazing. It is so good. When you get on the cruise, everything's included. We have a lot of meals included. Every breakfast will be included when we're on land. And we have quite a few dinners included as well. And it's just the best food you've ever had in your life. It's so good. And the cruise, it's just a never-ending food. You can just go at any time. So the Cape Signon dinner was the only food we didn't like. So that was good. But okay, and then days 10 through 13, we had the Greek Island cruise. I just sent an email to you guys about choosing the cruise options. We have two choices for cruises, or for excursions on the cruise. And we have to decide as a group. So make sure you look through that brochure that I emailed to you guys. I emailed it as a PDF, I believe. So let me know if you have any trouble opening it or reading it, so you can see more details and make an informed choice. You can also opt out of these included excursions and pay for the an extra excursion that's also in that cruise guide that I gave you. All-inclusive water, tea, coffee, and soft drink package. Now, if you would like to buy an alcohol package, it's unlimited alcohol, and it's, I want to say it's like $60 or something like that. It's really inexpensive, and that's for the entire 3-day cruise. So that's what I did. Not like I'm a big party or anything, but I like me a cocktail. So yeah, it was great. And you can make those purchases once we get on the cruise. Once we get on, they're going to go through basic cruise information, you know, life vests and lifeboats and stuff, and then they'll take a card. I don't believe they take cash, so they'll take a credit card, debit, or you know, MasterCard, Visa, whatever, and they'll reserve. They'll hold all your purchases on that card, and then you'll cash out at the end of the cruise. So I think that's it. This is another long video. I apologize, but I just figured that I know that we couldn't meet, so I thought this was a great way to get you the information. As always, if you have any questions, please call, text, or email me, and I will look forward to hearing from you about your choices for excursions.